Sending off 2024, a countdown welcomes the new year. The Emerald City lighting up in front of 1 million people around the harbour. A waterfall of fireworks cascades off the bridge. 1,000 pyrotechnics set off from the Opera House sails and into the night sky. In Melbourne, celebrations at the stroke of midnight. 27 skyscrapers in a kaleidoscope of colour setting off a dazzling display.
Happy 2025!
Some starting the new year with a bit of romance. Half an hour later, the new year fell over Adelaide. Hundreds at Glenelg Beach partying into the night. Before Brisbane went off with a bang. And the glitter strip on the Gold Coast lived up to its name. Perth, the final city to wave goodbye to an Olympic year which had it all. Australia once again showing the world how it's done.
Jack Hahn's down on Sydney Harbour. Jack, can you tell us, is that party boat still cruising around there?
Many people are making their way back home, Nick and Lara, and probably need some of your advice, Nick, on how to cure a hangover. I'm sure we'll get that later in the show. Some people, though, it's a bit of a sleepy start here at the Rocks. You can see some people on the phone, while others taking in the first sun rays of 2025 after what was a huge night here in Sydney. And the biggest party was at the Opera House with Robbie Williams rocking out the house.
Like after spending like 17 hours waiting for the firework, I was like, oh, we need a bit of rest.
This is one of the best spots in the world, so really blessed and happy to be here.
So those were some of the people that came down here to the harbour to see the first sunrise of 2025. Guys, it is the first day of the year, so prepare yourself to hear that classic line, "It's been a whole year since I've seen you."
Oh, very droll, Jack. Thank you.
And let's go back now to those shots of Dubai, which is just past midnight. Tourists have waited over 15 hours to catch a glimpse of the fireworks display centred around that iconic Burj Khalifa. Dubai this year also adding 45 aerial pyrotechnics and their longest laser drone show so far. Just amazing scenes coming out of Dubai just as we speak.
Stunning. Well, 2025 will be another star-studded year for Australian stages, with fans of all ages set to be impressed with the lineup ahead. Let's go live to Today Melbourne reporter Isabella Stashkovsky. Is trending pop stars and returning icons are expected in Australia this year?
Yeah, they certainly are, Lara. Good morning again to you. We're expecting the likes of Oasis, Metallica, Dua Lipa, Drake and Billie Eilish. That list goes on. Our own Kylie Minogue is going to be gracing our stages this year. Now let's go on to who we hope will be here. Fingers crossed for large touring artists who are already going to be on those global tours, like Avril Lavigne, Justin Timberlake, which is a little bit retro, I'm going to stick with that, and also Linkin Park, so that's pretty exciting. Promoters are also hoping to get Sabrina Carpenter down. She was, of course, here last year opening for Taylor Swift, and Chappell Roan, who was only getting bigger and bigger in her fame. We're also hoping that Bruce Springsteen could be on Australian shores as early as next month. Of course, he was supposed to be here last year, but he had that vocal injury. And to round out the year, it's looking like we could have AC/DC back in Australia for the first time in 10 years. So, Lara, that is looking to be a very fun year. Get ready to dance and groove your way through 2025.
Delightful to be talking about something else other than Taylor Swift. Isa, thank you. Let's get
Leading the news this half hour, 1 million people have packed out vantage points on Sydney Harbour for New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Once again, showing the world how it's done. Superstar Robbie Williams performed on the Opera House forecourt before counting down to 2025.
One more time, come on,
Out of 10, how good were the fireworks?
10 out of 10, of course. We waited 12 hours to see this. It's perfect.
Across the Sydney CBD, there were some arrests, with 36 people taken into custody for various offences.
Nick, let's turn to Victoria now, where locals are banding together this morning to start the new year on the right foot, cleaning up the beaches after last night's celebrations. And Susan Young and her fellow Beach Patrol volunteers join us now live from Mills Beach in Mornington. A very good morning to you all. Susan, no rest for the wicked, as they say. Tell us what you're up to down there this morning.
Well, good morning to you and Happy New Year to everybody. We are Beach Patrol Mornington, and our task is to clean the beaches down here in Mornington. There are 4 beaches. We go every month, usually at the end of every month. Today, because New Year's Day, lots of partying around on the sand down here, so we're here to collect the rubbish and dispose of it thoughtfully and responsibly and recycle what we can.
I mean, you certainly can't miss you ladies down there on Mills Beach this morning. So how did this idea come about?
Well, you have to go back to 2009 when Ramona and Ross Hedefin started the second group, I believe, of Beach Patrol in Port Melbourne. And it has grown now to 29 groups, beach patrol groups, and I think about 19 or 20 Love Our Street groups in Victoria. There are over 9,000 volunteers who go around and clean our communities and make it nice for everybody. And they just wanted to make a difference. And so for people who would like to join us, we're always looking for new volunteers. And of course, if we're lucky enough to live in a place lovely like this, then we all have a responsibility to look after it.
Well, that's the thing, Susan. If a run club perhaps isn't for you, you could join one of your lovely volunteers. Is it for all ages?
Absolutely. We have families, we have people up to, I believe, in their 80s and possibly over 80 as well. It's a way to connect with people in this era of supposedly high connection with the internet and so forth. Technology just doesn't really do us justice with our needs for communication. And so to join with like-minded people is always a great feeling. And we know that we're doing a good job for our community and for others.
What's your scorecard of all the revellers down at Mornington last night? How are the beaches looking this morning? Was everybody on their best behaviour, or were they a little bit dirty?
Well, they're a little bit dirty. I did send a photo to Brianna. We have 3 bins behind us that are overflowing. And unfortunately, we haven't got the recycle message perfectly out there yet. People tend not to abide by the rules. So we have mixture of recycled waste and landfill in recycle bins and in landfill bins. And look, it's not too bad. We haven't seen strewn all over the beach like we have on other beaches at other times. But we haven't started our clean in a major way yet this morning. It'll happen a bit later. So maybe touch base with us again later. We'll have a better reflection.
Well, they'll certainly be able to see you coming down there on Mills Beach, all of you lovely ladies in your bright yellow tops. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. What a great thing to do. Beautiful blue sky. If you don't want to join a run club, go down, join the gals and help clean up our gorgeous beaches. Good on you. Thanks so much for chatting with us this morning, Susan. Look at those angles you've got working on the camera there. Well done.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God. Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?